Welcome. In this episode, we're going to install Active Directory's domain controller first. But to begin, we actually need to create we need to install the server to make that happen. So we're going to, the first stage is let's get Microsoft Server 2019 installed. And then in the next episode, we'll get Windows 10 installed. Then we'll promote Windows Server 19 as a domain controller. Then Windows 10 will attach to that or log on to the domain. But today, right now, we're going to install Windows 19 on VirtualBox. And we're going to do a little bit of VirtualBox networking, just a really, really small lesson on how to choose the right settings so that you can have an isolated lab but still be able to connect to the internet through VirtualBox. It's not that easy, it's a bit tricky. This is a really good video because there's some really tricky and hard to configure items along the way, but watch, we'll get through this. All right, so first thing is first, we need to find all our ISOs. Now I've got my ISOs, which are contain all the installation files that we have that we'll need to connect, that we'll need to download and install the Windows 2019. So you can go to the Microsoft's website and download that from there. It's a bit tricky for Windows 10. In the next episode, it's going to be different because they're making it hard for us to get that. But I'll show you a little trick to get that. We're going to hack to Microsoft's website. But for Windows 19, just go to Google, just Google this, or Bing it, whatever. And then we'll click on Server 2019. Now, if you want to choose 2016 because you have limited resources, that's fine. If you have a pumped up machine full of 32, 64 gigs of RAM, then go for Windows 22. But 19 is a good compromise. So, Windows 2019, Microsoft Evaluation Center. We're just going to get the Evaluation Center because you get 30 days or 90 days or something like that. You get a good amount of time to run it. Now, you can just save that to somewhere. You might sometimes have to fill out a form with your name and details and your business and then download it. So that you never know which option you get. And then you save as and choose a location. I already have one, or maybe I do not. So I'll download a new copy, fine, no problems at all. Okay, there we go, it's on its way. Now it's 5.3 gigs. I've got a very fast connection, so it should be fast. It depends on the connection that you have. If you're on a slow, it might take half an hour to an hour, but depends. Okay, fantastic. So now that's on its way now. So I'll minimize that. And let me see where all my ISOs are. I think I've got it in. Yeah, I've got a folder here, ISO. I need to do a little bit of cleaning up, I guess. But I've done some installations before, and I've got some leftovers from it. I'm just going to quickly get rid of it because it's good to clean up. Make sure that you have a clean operating system. Just put that in the recycling bin there. All right, so that should almost be ready now, I believe. Yep, there it is, right there. Okay, just remember where you downloaded, where it's located. Let's go into VirtualBox. I was going to say virtual machine for a second, and let's start the ball going. I'll be pausing along the way so you don't waste time waiting for this to happen. It should take 20 minutes, 30 minutes, depends on the resources you have there. So first of all, I'm going to select on new. I've got some other virtual machines for other labs that I'm running, but I'm going to call this Harry's domain controller. I'll find a place where I want to install the virtual machine because I'm the computer that I'm logged onto. I'm going to wipe it clean anyway. I don't really mind where I put it, but if you want to put on a USB drive so you can travel around with it and jump onto other computers, yeah, just think about where you want to install that. But this is the ISO image. I go to other and I'll find my Windows server, which I believe is that one. Yeah, server evaluation. Then I'll open that. And it says here, proceed with unintended installation. We don't want that. Sometimes, depends on the model, the version of VirtualBox, and I've run into a lot of issues with this, but some have that unticked, some have it the opposite way. Proceed here with unintended, or do not proceed. It depends. We don't want unintended installation under any circumstance. It's bad, it's really bad, because we don't get any control of how we want to run this installation. It will install straight to a command line. It won't give you the option of a desktop. It's incredibly frustrating. So we'll proceed with unattended installation. So we're going to ignore all this part here. We don't want it. But what we do want to do is specify the hardware. I've got a bit of RAM. I think I've got 16 in this machine. So I can afford to push up to 4. Maybe a couple of, I don't have that many pieces. I've only got like 8 cores. So I'll be pushing this a little bit hard. So I've got 2 here. Then I need to look into the where I want to put the hardware, the actual storage or the virtual disk drive as well. So looking at that, that should be fine. The default is fine. Use existing or create new virtual machine. Probably want to create a machine. No, we want a virtual hard drive, so we'll leave that as it is there. I believe that it won't let me finish because I might have used that name before, so I'll put a 1 there. No, there's something else that it's not really happy with. Maybe I'll click that and unclick that. Probably this could be an issue here. We definitely want desktop editions. Interesting. No, sorry. So I just went against what I said before. We don't want unintended installation. We want to unselect that. So just, the other virtual machines that I was working on the other day, it's a tick box. Do not proceed. There's a checkbox that says do not proceed. So that's fine. We've got that up and running now. So we'll click on finished. We'll right click that machine now, and we'll start it, and we'll get the installation process on its way. Hopefully it won't be too long. So that's starting now, and then we'll have to, I think we're just waiting at the moment. Yep. Might minimize that just to get a bit of clarity, a bit of focus on what we're doing. It's just too many boxes all over the place, it gets in your way. So it's good to just focus on, just get that one window that you can concentrate on. All right, so this is a good start. Hopefully we have a really good start. Just as a bit of advice, you're going to run into issues always. It's just virtual machines, they're supposed to be running on hardware. They're not supposed to be running on, they're supposed to be running on their own hardware. So when you're doing things that's not unique, not what it's designed for, it's great to be able to run virtualization, but we will run into problems here and there. But usually, once you get a few virtual machine installations, get everything running, it will work really well. Now, I'm just going to let that go through. After a couple of steps, I want to talk to you about how to add network interface cards to these virtual machines and how to network with each other. So we'll just wait for a bit. If you've got a lot of RAM, this section is pretty fast. If not, it might take a little bit long, but looks okay. Language to install, it doesn't really matter. Time and currency. We'll click on Australia, since we're from Australia. Just select any English, the dialect that you speak, wherever you're viewing this from, and then install. We should then get an option now on what type of installation we want. Now, if you forget to unselect that proceed with unintended installation, then you don't get a choice. It will just install it as normal, what Microsoft considers as normal, but not for us. We want the desktop experience, so we can point and click everywhere. One day, when you're really good at this stuff and you just use PowerShell to do all these commands, well, then you go to the normal edition. But for now, we'll click on desktop experience, and standard is fine. Data center has got a lot more things in it, but we're not there yet. Maybe one day. One day we'll work in a big data center and we'll be able to do some really cool stuff there. I accept these license terms because we have no other choice. Install Windows only, and just next. This is just the defaults for now, all the defaults. After this, the installation should start beginning. All right, so now we're getting that copying Windows file, and that's great. So this is an opportunity to speak about the networking part. So this is incredibly confusing, and it takes a lot of, it saps your energy if you don't get this right. So while this is running in the background, I'll spend this time just giving you some advice on this. At the moment, if you right click and go to settings, and then go to network, at the moment it has NAT. Now, what that means, it means you can have your private network and you can connect to the internet. It'll give you an IP address of like 10.0. I think it's 12 dot something, or 15, 2.15, 14 or something. But the problem is, if you select NAT, you can't network with any other computers. So if you've got 5 virtual machines, and they've all got NAT, they've got 4 different isolated networks, and they can't communicate with each other, even though they can all connect to the internet. So what you have to do is select NAT network. So that means I can connect to other virtual machines in the networks and connect to each other, and also be able to access the internet and still have that little bit of security there. So NAT network, and then that's fine, you don't need names, not an issue there. Now it looks like maybe there's no NAT network there at the moment, so it's just a fresh installation. It's just there's nothing there. Hasn't been created yet, so which is good that that's happened, because I get to show you how that works. So click on, actually, we'll just, discard changes. That's still running in the background. Nothing's affecting that. That's fine. See, it's still 4%, still taking a long time. That's fine. What we need to do is we need to set up a new NAT network. We'll go to, I believe it's machines, sorry. So it's files, tools, and network. And we don't have any NAT networks there at the moment. We'll have to create one. Now we have one, and you'll notice it's 10.0.2.0. So that's, and it has DHCP, which means that this network will give them an IP address automatically. Now we've got something going here. That'll be a network there. We can close that and then go back to, it's disappeared on us. We'll have to go back to maybe machine, go back to scaled, VirtualBox is quite annoying, that if you exit that still runs in the background, and then you lose it, so you have to go and find it again, or double click Oracle VirtualBox. It's just one of these annoying little things that they have there. All right, now that we've got this back again, now we can right click the virtual machine, and we can go into settings, and then go to network, and then select on NAT network, and then NAT network is right there. And that should be fine. Perfect. So we're just waiting for that now. I'll press pause and I'll see you when this finishes. So its installation files have copied and finished. There'll be the features installing, some updates if any will be installing, and then it'll finishing up. So it took about 5 minutes to get to this point, maybe a little bit longer. We're only about another 5-10 minutes away from completing this as well, so hopefully not too much longer. Now it will start restarting. It'll do its restart and then load. So maybe another couple more minutes left. Pausing again. Okay, so after another couple more minutes, restarted couple more times, we get to this stage here. So we've got administrators the default name, username, and that's fine. That's good. We'll put a password. I'm just going to put password 1. Not a very secure password, but it will do for our lab. Just making sure. Yep, perfect. And click on finish. And that'll finalize the settings. So I'll pause again to save you time. Okay, so it has restarted a couple of times and finally we got here. So all up, I think about 20 minutes it's taking me, maybe 30 minutes. Okay, so now I cannot click Alt Control Delete because if I do, the computer that I'm on those 3 combinations will affect the computer, the host computer. So I'll have to, if you get something where there's nothing on the top there, doesn't display any of the options, then you can go back here and right click settings. And maybe it's this, I think it's user interface. And go back to normal, I think. Go to OK. Should be there, but it's not. So let's try that again. Okay, that's seamless mode. That's not good. Let's go back, right click, settings. Yeah, VirtualBox is really painful sometimes. Go back to normal. Okay, still not there. Maybe we right click and click on settings, user interface. Maybe mini toolbar, perhaps. It's stubborn. It should have been there. Should have been there. Okay. Well, figured it out. No, I don't know why. It's just done it by itself. It's unselected that box on the top right. I did not unselect that. Just out of nowhere decided to unselect itself. So I'm going to click that now so that I can get the user interface on the top there. And then click on OK. Then we go to input, keyboard, Control Alt Delete. And then I can get into there. Now, hopefully, we'll be able to get in here. The administrator, yes, perfect. Put the password in. Make sure it's the right one. Yes. And then that's it. We'll just make sure that it loads. And that'll be, once that's completed, that's the first stage of the Active Directory Lab setup. So VirtualBox, it's a bit tricky, but the good thing about VirtualBox, it's free. You can use it on anything really. If you have a Mac with an M series, unfortunately, this is not going to work for you. There is no there is no virtual machine that will work on a Mac. Trust me, I've tried many times, but yeah, it'll work on an older Intel-based Mac though. Okay, that's it for this video. We have completed the setup. The next episode, or in another episode, we'll have an installation of Windows 10. Yeah, here's the network. That's fine. The network's good. Once we get the Windows 10 set up, we'll have to double check that there's network connectivity. So I'm selecting yes on that. And I'm just waiting for that to load, and that's it. We'll be done. Just double checking everything's good. Okay, perfect. And now you can just get rid of this message here and close it. And there we go. We're done. Thank you very much for viewing. I hope you had fun, as much fun as I have creating this video. I'd like to thank you very much for viewing.